So I think it's 11 already, so we're going to start because we have 45 minutes. Thank you for being in this session. Knowledge is power, leaders at home, school, and community. I am honored working with these parents that represent different organizations. I will let them introduce themselves and we will start with our session today. Thank you. Alejandro. Good morning, my name is Alejandro Martínez. I am from Mexican descent. I am from Veracruz. I've been living for 22 years here in the US. I am together with my wife. We have 3 kids and we had the honor to participate in this conference, trying to share how we have learned to work in our community together with the organization for Parents University, and how we could receive help and learn, and how we can share this with our community. That's why we are here today, and we would like you to join us, and that you can, and we would like you to enjoy from what you learned today and to share it with your communities. Good morning. My name is Adriana Martínez. He is my husband. Well, he has just told you 22 years living in the US, 3 children, and I am from Mexico as well. And I would like to share what we have been learning together with Parents University so that you can gather that information and take on those ideas so as to become good leaders at home, in your work, or in your communities. Good morning, my name is Marta Jimenez. I have 3 children. I am a resident of the barrio Las Empacadoras in Chicago. I work in a public school in Chicago, SWAT, and I am part of the ILACHE Academy and the UIC Academy. It's a pleasure to be here with you, sharing our experiences as leader parents. So, we are going to have a conversation, a dialogue on the experiences of parents, mothers and fathers as leaders, and the impact in the education of our children. In order to start, we are going to reflect upon what it means to be a leader. What can you think about? Which characteristics, features do you think a leader must have? Any feature that comes to your mind? If you would like, you can open your microphone and participate and engage in this session. What means to be a leader, and which are the skills or abilities that a leader must have? Well, I think that a leader must have a very clear vision and goals where that leader wants to get. What, in this case, what is it that we want as parents for our kids? And a leader tries to find out how to get that and looks for allies, because we cannot get there on our own. Somebody else that would like to share anything? Yes, I would like to share. Fernanda, go ahead. I think that a leader must be the one that holds other people's hand so as to come out to the surface, to come out of the pit they're in. A leader shows others which is the true path. We're going to hear somebody else's opinion. Beatriz Mari, I am speaking. I think that the leader must be the example constantly, and not only be an example, a visual example, but also it should give the example as in terms of interest and learning. For example, instead of saying you have to do this, that person must do this. If we tell our kids you have to read, you have to do your homework, but if they don't see us taking a book and reading it, if they don't see us trying to care about our habits or our physical body, so we must be the reflection in which the mirror where our kids are going to look at. They're going to be our mirror in the future, but if that mirror has defects, our children will have them, and those defects will be seen by the rest of the people as well. Well, based on your opinions that I have heard and some others that I read in the chat, we all already know what a leader is. We have a clear idea, starting by the vision that we have to be an example, we have to help other people, we can be other people's guides, and we also have to hold other people's hands and let other people participate or engage as well. So, we all have clarity regarding the skills needed, but we're going to reflect a little bit now. Why, if we see those skills in leaders, why do you think it's difficult to accept ourselves as leaders? When we are asked, are you a leader? Why is it so difficult to accept ourselves? Because we don't believe in ourselves, we don't trust ourselves. Okay, I think that is also cultural. We've been told that if we were confident, we were showing off. And as parents and leaders in the community, something that we have to change in children. They have to feel that they are capable of doing things, and that if they feel that way, it's not that they are boasting or they are showing off, but they have to share what they know. So probably that is what we have to start to work with the children since they are little at home. Yes, I think that we are all on the same page. And something that I saw in the chat, I liked how she said it. We do not accept, or to be a leader, we need to be on the field and get dirty, between commas, and to start doing the things that we can learn from. And it is very important to accept ourselves first so that our culture can influence. But this is about helping each other and holding other people's hand. If we can help, we should do that, and that's one of the good characteristics of a leader. We know that there are different kinds of leaders, so now our colleague Alejandro will speak about some of the skills which are necessary at work. Yes, what I would like to share with you are experiences. I have a regular job. I mean, I am not a teacher or anything. I just work at a company. But I've learned, as I was telling the colleagues when we were planning ahead this conference, I was sharing with them that we often have skills. Any of us have skills. But as Blanca Ochoa said, we don't want, or sometimes we don't feel capable of saying that out loud because people make think that we are arrogant. So that impacts against our capacities, because you do have some skills. Each of us have gifts and skills, but we have to understand that thank God, or thank to the skills that you have, we're special people without being necessarily being arrogant. So are trained so as to do different things, and that gives us the ability to become leaders. Some people may lead in certain aspects, some others may lead in some others, but we are all leaders, even at our homes. And one of the things I've learned regarding my work, I am not a leader at my job, but as I was telling them, I realized that I had made progress in terms of my work, and I could be named as a leader because I sometimes did what my boss does. And in certain occasions, he had to go on holidays or he had to have a surgery, and I had occupied his position. I mean, nobody pays me as a leader, nobody appointed me as a leader, but I'm sometimes a leader. So sometimes we do not recognize that we are already being leaders in our communities or at school, or helping as volunteers. Sometimes we do have the skills and we don't realize that we are doing the same as a leader. So that was what I wanted to share with you today. And one of the skills that are here in the slides that you are seeing now is organization. A leader, as Beatriz was saying, should act with the example. This is something what I have always told my children. It's not about what you talk, but about what you say, but about what you do. I could speak for an hour, but that would be only words. I should demonstrate that with my actions. One of those qualities is organizations. So if we pretend to become leaders in a more formal aspects, we are going to have to show those qualities. We have to be organized, we have to be independent, to try to act sometimes according to our cultures. I am Mexican. I arrived here when I was 17 years old, and I had to learn lots of things on my own, and that gave me the opportunity to be independent, to become independent. I didn't have my mom or dad who were supporting me. I came here from Mexico on my own with some friends. I'm not going to tell you my whole story because it would be too long, but those moments helped me become that type of person, to be independent, not having to wait who is going to solve my problems, but to solve them on my own. I had to be proactive and to solve them. So that's those are also the skills of a leader, to be independent, not to depend on other people, on our surroundings, but to be able to do things on our own. That is what I've seen a lot in my work, decision making. There are some people that are followers and some other people are leaders. Some people wait for other people to react or to give them some task to do, but the leader says, okay, I see that this is wrong, so or this is out of place, so I will take it and I will put it where it belongs, and the follower will wait for another people to move that object. For instance, if we are on an aisle and there are certain materials there, if the leader does not remove them, the follower will stop there, and we will have another follower after that, and we will have lots of followers who do not do that, and the leader goes beyond. The leader removes that object and they will pass through the aisle. So if you want to be a leader, you will have to give more. And that is another quality, decision making. If somebody else wants to wait how we're going to react, there is another person that says, okay, that was already done. While you were thinking, that was already done. So that's the leader's mindset. It's somebody who is thinking about, what am I going to do? The leader does some research and starts to investigate where to take the tools from, and takes the initiative and acts upon. And as they say in Mexico, they try to act whether they are not, in spite of not being sure what is going to happen. So sometimes we have to make a decision even though we are not sure. Sometimes things are better without planning if we don't think too much about them. Responsibility. As leaders, we need to be role models, and Beatriz has already said that we have to show. As Beatriz said it was perfect. I cannot tell somebody off or to say something if I don't do that myself. That's real, that's true. Nobody will follow us as leader if we do not show that how to do that before. So that's very important. Okay. Well, I'm going to summarize it a little bit, and then we're going to go on to our next colleague. I'm sorry, I know I'm taking a lot of time. Coordination and teamwork. I don't know if it was Yvonne who mentioned that. We have to learn how to work in a team. We have to be humble. We have to learn that even though I'm a leader, I cannot do everything on my own. I need other people's help. And in order to be more productive, I have to count with other people. The leader has the ideas and has decisions to make, but the leader also needs help. So we need to coordinate teamwork. So we need to ask for help, because if not, we're going to drive crazy if we want to do everything on our own. So we have to learn which is our vision, and we should learn how to delegate on people that we already know that they have certain skills as well. We also have to accept that we may be wrong, we may make a mistake, and we should accept errors. Yesterday I was with a man speaking, and I was saying I am sharing these errors, which were big mistakes I made. I could have even died because of mistakes I did along my life. And I said, okay, I am going to share this because I don't want you to make the same mistakes. I was wrong many times, but I did something. I tried to improve or to correct those mistakes. So as leaders, we have to be humble. Probably somebody can come and help us to make better decisions. So it's important to understand that we may be wrong. we also have to accept our achievements and our triumphs. We have to believe that we are capable of doing things, and as Latin people or Mexican, we sometimes only believe that Anglo-Saxon people have the opportunity to make progress, but in this country we have lots of opportunities. We have to trust ourselves. We have to be confident. We have to believe that we are capable, and we have to prepare, get ready, and we have to show that you will receive the advantages and you will see the outcomes. And we have to share experiences in order to help other people. If I benefited myself, I'm going to keep on benefiting others. If we are leaders in a community, we should try to share so that our community benefits from our learning. Sorry for talking so fast, but that was what I wanted to share with you. Thank you, Alex. Adri? My name is Adriana, and I will speak about the budget at home and our incomes. Probably many of you are mothers, and now with the pandemic, it has become a little bit difficult to build a school at home. I have 3 children. The older one is about to become 21 years old, and he's already more independent. He already works, and I have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old girl as well. And since they're at home, it's different how I interact with them, because it has been a radical change since we have started with the pandemic. We as a couple decided that I would stay at home so as to be able to help them when they need it. As a mother, I have to be a leader. And without realizing that I am the leader of my own family and I'm working at home so as to see how I'm going to administrate money in terms of food and whatever they need for our house. So that is a type of leadership that as mother we are already
I don't know how this works. I don't know if I can call someone. And part of the leadership as a mom for us sometimes sounds like I'm not a leader. Where do you work? A lot of women stay at home and they say, I don't work. I stay at home. Oh, home, you don't work. But they don't actually know that housewives' work is very extensive, because not only do we stay at home and watch TV and do nothing. With my children, I realize it's a lot of work it takes for them. They need help with school, with their classes, and I also deal with all the house chores, cooking, having the clothes ready. Everything has to be prepared for when my husband comes home. So everything needs to be ready. So we also can be good leaders. So I think we don't have to say, I don't work, I'm just at home. We have to be proud to work at home, because we are working and we are leaders families, and we are the ones that lead our families. So I have to applaud all of you if you are stay-at-home moms, because that's hard work and it entails a lot of responsibility. And it takes a lot of effort. And I also want to give a round of applause all of you, because as she's saying, that's an already hard work to deal with all the family activities, the children, and the homework. But I don't want to take away my wife's work. But there are people, there are housewives or wives that work and also deal with housework. So you have to feel accomplished as wives, because you and you also work. So it's a double round of applause for all of them, because not only are we mothers and we are at home, how many times have we also been doctors, nurses, cooks, teachers now at this time? I think that the role, even if you are not a mom, um, the housewife role is very big, and it's paramount in a family. If you have children, or even if you don't have children, as a partner, women play a very important in the families. And that's why I was feeling that I was important also, because I do a lot of things that I didn't think I was capable of. And I didn't realize I was working, because we all assign tasks and responsibilities to our children and the other members of the family. So we have to take that leader or that leading role and be a good example as well. And so we have to work in the family and, active role to work together, set the example, because leaders guide, because those who follow them can see them. So I encourage you to keep a role, which is so important in our families, even when you are housewives, because I think it's really important for you to take that role. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions or any comments, or any mom who also wants to say, yes, I'm a housewife? I saw many positive reactions. We are all in the same page. And don't feel discouraged if they ask you, what do you do? And you say, no, I don't work. Yes, you should say, I do work. I work at home, even if it's not a paid job. It's it's like, how can I say it? It's something that is enriching for you, because it's your own families. And we are youth pastors, and we have sessions with youth every week. And besides things for home, we have to prepare study topics and other things. So I have to prepare all that from home too. And that's really nice, because I don't feel frustrated, but I feel that it's a good example for my children when they see that mom is doing her homework and working and complying with her responsibilities. Despite me being at home, my children see that I'm working and that I'm doing what I have to do. That's another way to show our children and set a good example for them. So that's why I encourage all you housewives to keep working hard and say, I'm a housewife, I work, and I'm a leader in my own family, and be proud of that. I think that there's a question coming from Ruby. I don't know if you want to go ahead. I'm a teacher, and I also want to uh, applaud all parents in families because I've seen the great work you've done helping their children who are studying from home. I imagine it's really difficult to be taking care of the children, of the meals. So, apart from that, you have to help your children with their homework. I come from Mexico, and the way we were taught in Mexico is quite different than the way in which children are taught here. So I think it can be quite complicated for parents to help their children. So I really admire all moms and dads, and I think it's great that you are making that sacrifice of helping them because in the future that will pay off. Thank you. So it's 11:30. I think we will try to uh, go through the next slides and hopefully we'll have some more time for some comments. Okay, Angelica, it's your turn. Hi, good morning, and I apologize for the delay. My name is Angelica Morales, and to me it's a great pleasure to be participating in this bilingual summit. I've I'm really happy to be here. I'm an active member of Parents University here in Illinois, and the topic I need to talk to you about may sound easy, but for some other people, it's not like that, as it is in my case. So, my topic is community leaders and skills. There was a time in which I didn't consider myself as a leader and I thought I didn't have skills. Why was that? Because my daily life and my daily journey was fast, automatic. I just went from home to work and from work to home, and I didn't have enough time. But because someone invited me several times, and I didn't have the time I actually needed to make a difference in my life, then I started participating in University for Parents, and I could have the time for me to realize that my life had a different or took a different shape because I didn't consider I was a leader, but I realized that we are all great leaders because being a mother is not easy. I also have three children. One's 22, the other 19, and the other 8 years old. So their ages are different. I work full time. So, as my colleague Alejandro was saying, I'm a leader at work. Not necessarily do we have to have a supervisor, but when you are responsible, you can take a leading role. And sometimes we go into an automatic mode and we don't realize what we can do. So the Parents University for me was like a college, a university where I could share with my group and my community different points that are comprised in your daily life. You start to take an open mind, consider other opinions, and you can realize how valuable you are. You can accept, encourage, and from there, all the other points are shown being helpful, being available. I had to leave because I had an urgency, but I knew that I had something I had to be responsible for. So I came. So being helpful and responsible makes us feel good. We can be helpful and we can go the extra mile. That's also really important. It helps at a personal level. And then having a commitment, it's not only with yourself, it also helps others and yourself as well. We are having some audio issues. So the interpreter apologizes, but we are not able to hear Angelica very well. Could you all please mute your mics? It seems that someone didn't mute their microphone. Yes, we apologize. We didn't know who it was. Okay, go ahead. Being a leader is not only in the community, it can be done in the house, at work, with yourself. And as I was just saying, a leader needs to be at the beginning, but needs to be there at the end too, seeing who is left or helping, because there are people I praise because you can see their gifts really easily, but with other people you have to extract their skills. We need to find them. So I found mine, and I'm pleased with that. I invite you all to see that some people are a little bit behind, but we have it inside us, hidden somewhere. We have to look for it. It happened with me. And thanks to all those leaders, my teacher Susana, and all the people in my team, they have been really supportive and they've been really good leaders. Thanks to Parents University, I'm applying all these changes and I'm making big progress. As mothers, we are absorbed by work and stress, but we need that time. Thank you so much, and that's all I wanted to share with you. Thank you, Angelica. Okay, so now we have some support resources. We are all familiar with this, with BPAC, with the mentors, how we can create mentors from supporting programs, the Parents Academy of ILACHE, supporting students to pursue a university course, then leadership program for APLI, the Academy for Parents Leadership Institute. And there are some other programs we can look for, such as programs regarding children raising, and other programs with a positive parenting. And I also wanted to remind you that leadership starts with yourself. I found this message. It has the 10 commandments of a good leader. So it has to be with taking the initiative, being flexible, being charismatic, not being grumpy, listening, communicating, having that vision, commitment. It's not bad to say, yes, I want to be the leader for this group, but if you don't do what you have to do and take that leading attitude, then it won't work. And it takes two to tango, to be a team. If we don't support each other, we fall. So I want to add something, only that we should consider that we all have leadership qualities, and what we need to do is just know how to use them in life. That's all. Thank you, Marta. And I know some of you have asked how you can participate in the Parents University. So this is our email address, or their email address, and you have the other organizations who are represented with the different parents. Some have participated in ILACHE Parents Academy, and also APLI. The advantage is that with the pandemic we are meeting virtually, and if you send a message to each of these organizations, then we can connect you with those organizations. So I know that I went through the last two slides very quickly, but I wanted to have time for a dialogue, or if you have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and ask. Thank you. Claudia, I have a question. Yes. So I heard that the university and the other organizations provide leadership programs for parents. I don't know if we could know about the requirements and costs, especially the Parents University and the Parents Academy. I think it's really interesting. So, Parents University is a program within the University of Northern Illinois, and it's a program where parents are not regarded only as parents but also as adults, because many times what happens is that this isn't a university degree, it's a community effort supporting Latino parents in the Sycamore area. But we are not focused so much in the raising of children. We touch on some of those topics, but we focus more on the parents' needs, because before being a mother, I was Susana. My first daughter was born and I became Rebecca's mother. My second daughter was born and I became Sophia's mother. And where is Susana? So this Parent University program is focused on recovering that individual identity as a human being, like Angelica or Alex, Claudia, Marta, and not only as the mother of someone. So I wanted to speak briefly about this, but everyone decided what they were going to talk about. Many of them have already spoken in a statewide conference in English or in Spanish. And one of the moms that started working at the Parent University will graduate this July with a master's degree as school counselor for high school. She already has that job secured, because it's important to have a bilingual counselor. So we started there, and because we have that connection with the university, if there's a way for you to get connected, depending on the degree of education you have in your home countries or here in the US, we can connect you and help you advance with this. When it was in person, we used to meet in high school. In the high school, there is an application for you to be admitted at the Parent University, but everyone is admitted. We still need to gather some information to, know who is enrolling. We also conduct a survey. We are not going to hold sessions about knitting if you already know how to knit. So we do this survey to learn about your interests. We've had international presenters, colleagues who are in Bogota, in Spain, in other countries. Many lecturers also had participated. We have 2 more minutes. The Ilache Parent Academy is partnered with the Community Ilache Association, and they advocate a lot with this issue. They have a coffee session in Ilache, which is focused on parents, and they share information on how to support our children in pursuing a university degree. That's their main objective. And then aptly, and I will leave Marta to speak about this, but they help with parents of students that want to study medicine. I don't know, Marta, you have 30 seconds, please. This is a support program for parents who have children interested in medical or health-related programs. So they give you information on how to facilitate transitions to higher education. They talk about health, leadership, family, communication. They cover 5 pillars. This is a free program, and now it's being held virtually, and it's at UIC, University of Illinois, Chicago, and now the application process closes or ends in July. On the website, apli.uic.edu, you can find all the information. So there's a lot of information on that site that is directed especially to Hispanic parents. There are some other programs for high school students. It's called Medicine Academy, and it's for those children who want to study in the health area. So there are other programs available. Everything is there. Or you can also go to the Hispanic Center for Excellence of UIC. But we have all the email addresses where you can write to, and someone can answer. So to respect the time and have the opportunity to move on to our next session, I want to thank you all for being here and for having attended, and it's possible to do it. Can I say something before we get cut off? I just want to say and tell all the parents here that being a parent doesn't mean that your learning opportunities will be shut down. Being a parent is part of learning. We need to get informed and have all the opportunities to study. Okay, so we need to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you. See you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Gracias.